They said we wouldn't last a century. That we'd destroy ourselves before the galaxy even noticed us. Fragile. Violent. Weak. And yet, long after the mighty fell, there we were. Bruised. Scarred. Stubborn. In the beginning, no one bet on us. We were fragile. Short-lived. Prone to sickness, madness, violence, and war with ourselves. When the galaxy first discovered humanity, the consensus was unanimous: they'll burn themselves out within a millennium. And yet, centuries later, long after mighty empires had crumbled into dust, there we stood. Bruised. Scarred. Stubborn. Still here. The amazing species that should have died first. Outlasting them all. When humanity joined the galactic stage, the elder species shook their heads. The Treevil had lifespans of 1,000 years. The Garan could regrow organs overnight. The Kythan never knew disease. Humans, by comparison, were pitiful. We broke bones easily. We scarred instead of healing cleanly. Our lifespans were short. Our minds unstable. The Vayari diplomat, at that first council, sneered openly. These creatures will not last. They fight among themselves already. Mark my words, within a century, they'll destroy their own world. The others agreed. Humanity was too volatile. Too fragile. Too temporary. And yet, something about us made them uneasy. When the Kvarn swarm erupted from the outer rim, devouring entire colonies, the elder species trembled. Armies that had stood for millennia crumbled before the endless tide. Worlds burned. And then came humanity. Our fleets weren't the strongest. Our soldiers weren't the fastest. Our weapons weren't the most advanced. But we fought like demons. We fought with a madness no algorithm predicted. We charged into hopeless battles. We sacrificed ships in suicide runs. We turned defeat into survival, survival into defiance. The swarm was beaten back, not because of strength, but because humans refused to be erased. The galaxy took notice. Generations passed. Empires rose and fell. Disease struck the Garan. The Kythan fractured in civil war. Even the mighty Vayari stumbled under their own arrogance. But humanity endured. Always scarred, always stumbling, yet always rising again. Aliens whispered in disbelief. How do they keep going? Their bodies fail. Their worlds burn. Their lifespans are nothing. The answer was simple. We refused to stop. We buried our dead. We built anew. We carried memory like fire, passing it forward. Our weakness was never the end. It was the beginning of our strength. The galaxy entered its darkest era. The singularity plague swept across star systems, wiping out entire populations overnight. Civilizations thousands of years old collapsed. On Sol, Earth itself cracked beneath the strain. Billions perished. Our cities are drowned in fire and ash. Any other species would have given up. But humanity did what humanity always does. We endured. In underground shelters, on scattered colonies, aboard failing ships, we kept going. We told stories by candlelight. We fought hunger tooth and nail. We gave up everything, except hope. When the plague burned itself out, only fragments of the great empires remained. But humans, wounded, scarred, forever changed, were still there. Centuries later, when Princess Elira of the rebuilt Vayari stood before a human captain, she asked the question her ancestors had whispered for generations. Why? Why you? Our kind should have lasted forever. The Garan were stronger. The Kythan were wiser. The Treevil were older. And yet, they are gone, and you remain. Captain Jace Maloran, scarred from battle, missing an arm replaced by crude prosthetics, only smiled. Because we don't know how to stop, princess. We break, we bleed, we burn. But every time we fall, we crawl back up. That's what it means to be human. She stared at him in silence, realizing the truth. Humanity had no right to survive. And yet, they always did. Millennia rolled on. The galaxy transformed. New empires rose, new enemies threatened, new catastrophes came and went. And every time, humanity endured. Not because we were the strongest. Not because we were the smartest. Not because we were the most advanced. But because we refused to give in. Because no matter how much it hurt, no matter how much we lost, we always took one step forward. The amazing species that should have died first. Still walking. Still fighting. Still alive. The galaxy measured strength in lifespans. In healing. In certainty. By those measures, humanity should have been dust ages ago. But survival isn't about lifespans. It isn't about healing. It isn't about certainty. It's about refusing to stop moving. Refusing to stay down. Refusing to accept the end. And so, when the historians of the future look back, they'll tell the same story. The amazing species that should have died first, outlasted them all.